What's up, guys? Welcome to Ep.7 of the MindTalks podcast. Today we have on Melvin, who is actually my new training partner, and we're on the same team now. We both made Anthony Pettis's pro fight team, so we're going to get him on. Me and Preston, who's not here today, always preach about how you have to love what you're doing for work. You have to love what you're doing, and we have a man who not only talks about that, but who lives it. So we're going to get into his story and where he comes from.
All right. So my name is Melvin Alfaro. I'm 25 years old, and I'm actually coming all the way from Kentucky. And it's like a 9-hour drive. And I'm basically here to scope out the city, get a little familiar with the city since I'm going to be eventually moving out here. Right now, I'm just going to be traveling back and forth and until I figure something out with my family and jobs and all that stuff.
All right. So what so you came here before to train at Rufus?
Yeah, I came 2 months ago.
So when did that sort of become an idea of like, maybe this is a spot I want to come out and train? And when did that all come?
This happened like at least 4 years ago when I started when I got really into the UFC. Mm-hmm. I started following Anthony Pettis, his brother, and Duke Rufus, and I was like, man, that gym looks sick. Like, I like the colors and just the way that they fight. I mean, I was like, that's me. That's what I like. When I saw that gym and how they taught, I was like, that's exactly how I want to fight. So there was no doubt in my mind that that's where I wanted to come. And I never even thought about even another gym. That was just it.
Mm-hmm. So we were talking before on how you have a very sort of unorthodox style of training. You don't train at an actual gym. So how did you start training, and how have you gotten to the point where you are today?
All right. So right after high school, I started training, I think when I was like 19. All right. 19, I think. I started training at this local gym called Hicks MMA. And the trainer, his name is Donnie Wallace, which I'm grateful, that I was there for 2 years, and but it was on and off. I started off with jiu-jitsu because like I knew that's something I wanted to learn as well. And then after jiu-jitsu, I just started focusing more on my striking. And I was like, I was going to eventually take a fight or whatever, but a lot of things happened, and I was just like, I'm just not going to keep training. I had a daughter on the way, and so yeah, I only trained there for 2 years. It was never consistent, but I knew that that's what I wanted to do at some point in my life whenever everything was, how do I say this? Whenever everything was going to work out for me, that wasn't the right time for me. So I had a lot of things going on.
So how are you going about training right now? Before obviously you made this team, and now there's plans to move here and train at the gym. What about the past, since that 2 years, what have you been doing since then to keep up and to train?
Since I quit, basically I've been training at a Total Fitness gym. Me and my wife, we would go to the gym and just work the bag. She would be my pad holder. And maybe I have another friend named Edwin, which is actually a boxer. Well, he's an amateur boxer right now, but he would come out and spar with me. I've just been sparring different people, like different friends of mine that have different styles, but it was never nothing. Like I said, it's always never been consistent. I just been going to the gym, doing my own stuff, and I've never really went back to a gym after I quit that gym.
Nice. Yeah, that's crazy how you're able to be where you are today off just really 2 years and then doing your own stuff. And you don't see that a lot, and it's good to see new different things. So how quick did it take when Anthony said he was gonna do the tryouts? Mm-hmm. You knew right away, like, you're gonna pack it up and go try out, and how was that experience for you?
Oh yeah, so I was actually working at my detail shop that I own now, and my wife, she sent me this it was like a banner, or I don't know what it was. You saw it.
Yeah,
like
a posting.
Yeah, like a posting. She was like, check this out. So I was like, nice. Like that's a good opportunity right there. But see, before I even got that notification from my wife or whatever, we had already planned to be here in Milwaukee from the 23rd to the 27th just to come train again. And once that opportunity came up, I was like, okay, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I told my brother that I was working with him at the shop, and I was like, I'm going. Like, you're going to have to take care of the shop, or we're going to close it, but I'm leaving Friday night. And this time I was actually able to take my daughter with me, because last time I brought her, we were here for like four 5 days, and I didn't bring her with me, which is like the longest I've been away from her. And it was just I didn't feel right. So I was like, this time, this is the opportunity of my life. I need my wife. I need my daughter there too. I need that extra push.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I just packed my stuff and we left.
So what was your experience at the actual tryout? How did you think you were doing compared to others, and compared to what you could do? How do you think it was going for you when you were there?
Okay, so when I got in there, first thing I saw was Anthony Pettis. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, finally, like this, I came here 2 months ago to meet him basically and train. I just had so many things I wanted to do, and I didn't even get to meet him. So when I got there, the first person I saw was him, and I was like, man, my idol is literally right in front of me, and then I'm about to perform in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
It was just sick to just to be there. And but anyways, I got there. I was they gave us a little sheet of, like to keep up with our scores.
Yeah.
I was number one, not because I'm the best, but because I was there first out of everyone. I was there, and I was like, I was like, if I'm gonna come, I want them to remember me. So they're either gonna remember, they always remember the first person or the last person or whatever. I was like, I gotta be number one.
Yeah.
So I was there number one, and then I started getting ready, and I didn't see many people there. I felt confident, and then all of a sudden, like when I'm doing my stretching and a little bit warm up, a little shadow boxing, I see a bunch of grapplers and guys that are built, like you can tell right away they've been training, like that's what they do. And I'm like, God, like I'm not even in shape. I've been running like 2-4 miles a day at my hometown, but it's just not enough. I haven't been training. I haven't been doing anything. I'm like, I'm about to just get embarrassed. I got humiliated I felt not humiliated. I felt how do you say this word? I had a place when I got there, honestly, and I started seeing everybody. I was like, what am I doing here? Yeah. I started doubting myself, but then like I said, I kept looking at my daughter. She was, throwing a couple punches in there with me, and I'm like, wow, we're out here. I got to make the best of it. So, then we got put into groups of 10, and we did the striking first. And me being number one, I had to go first on everything that we did in every section. So I was like, I definitely then I want to do striking first. I was like, but I didn't have a choice. Yeah. I gave him my paper to Anthony. He graded me, and striking is my thing. So I was like, I'm gonna get at least a 9. But you know what? I got a 7, and I was honestly pretty upset. I was like, really, a 7? But then again, we didn't really get to show much. It was just more like the basics. Yeah. And it was hard. I've said this before, even in my YouTube channel, on my video, that it was hard listening to what the pad holder was calling. Yeah, it was. Because he had a mask on. There was people playing basketball, people grappling right next to us. Strength and conditioning. It was wild. I kept on telling the guy, I kept on messing up because I was like, I can't hear you, man. Like, I'm trying, but I cannot hear the combinations. So I felt like a lot of times I messed up, and I was like, maybe, that's why I got graded that low. But in the video, and also in my video, you can tell Anthony, he's in the background, and every time I kick, he's doing this. He's feeling it. So I'm like, he's a professional fighter. He knows what they're looking for. Yeah. So when I saw that little clip that my wife was able to take, I was like, there's no way he's just going to pass on me. Like, no way. Like, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I was like, I know that I have what it takes. Yeah. And even though I don't have a team and I haven't been training like I should, I'm always confident in my skills. Yeah. No matter what. You have to have that confidence too, because I sort of that same thing with grappling. So I started off in jiu-jitsu, but I think striking is more my thing. I'm definitely more of a striking heavy, but I have more grappling experience. So I got in there, I did my striking, and I felt real good during the striking. I ended up getting an 8 out of 10. But then I went to do my grappling, and I felt good. I felt good when I went to the grappling. I had some good position, had good control time. And then I get a 4 out of 10, and I'm like, oh, like, come on. So I made up for it, though, in the physical part. Coach Johnny Bridgewater was awesome working with him. Tyler Hero, strength and conditioning coach. Anthony Pettis, Sergio Pettis, all their strength coach. It was an awesome experience getting to work with him, and I'm excited to work with him in the future. How did you do in your grappling? My grappling, this is like this. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I haven't grappled in at least 4 years. Yeah. Like when I came to Rufus Sport, I did jiu-jitsu. I took a class, but that's not really any. You know what I mean? That's just a 1 hour thing. Yeah. So that was the last time that I actually rolled or did anything, and prior to this, like 4 years ago. So my wife was like I said, coming here, we didn't know what we were going to be tested on. I was ready to spar. Yeah, that's what I thought we were going to do. We had no. I was like, I feel confident with my sparring. That's exactly what I want to do. But when I saw that paper and I saw grappling on the sheet, I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna fail this. And I got put 1 against number 2. So it was me and this other guy, I forgot his name. And I gave my sheet to Gerald, and he gave me a 6 out of 10. And I was actually, and he also it was a solid foundation. I was like, him being, you know, a good jiu-jitsu guy and everything, he knows what he's talking about. But honestly, getting into that exchange, that grappling exchange, I was nervous. I was like, and plus, I've never grappled or sparred or nothing in front of more than probably 10 people. Like, and this was wild. Like, everybody outside the cage are in there looking.
I feel like you're on The Ultimate Fighter.
Dude, it was wild. Like, I have my wife, you know, she didn't get to record any of this stuff, but wow, I was actually surprised with my grappling because I was probably on my back for 3 seconds and I was able to reverse the that and then go from there. Like I controlled the whole 2 minutes that we were able to do, and I felt pretty good, honestly. But going into that, I was like, I'm about to fail this bad.
Yeah, that's with the physical thing too. I saw, so we had to do the bench. We had to do like a combine style bench press. And typically in the gym, I'm not a big bencher at all. I do like a 35 on each side for like 3 sets of 5. And then I saw 45 on each side. And I'm like, I'm not even going to be able to get 2. But the adrenaline was just pumping so much that I just cranked out 10 in a row. And I think that was a huge thing. My vertical, I got like 34 inches. So I think the physical made up for my grappling for sure. How did you feel? What was your like reaction when you got the email? When you first got the email, what was going through your head?
When that I made the team?
Yeah.
Man, I was, like I said, I was again working at the shop, and I had been waiting. You know, they told us look for the email this week.
Yeah.
And Monday through Friday, I was looking. That's all I did, refreshing my email.
Yeah,
you know?
same.
And nothing. I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, man, why is, you know, I just kept on asking people, like, have you got an email? Everybody was asking everybody the same thing. Then they said it was going to be on the weekend, and Saturday comes by, Sunday comes by, nothing. I'm like, man, I don't think I made it. Like, I had already put in my mind Sunday that I'm not getting the email. But I said also this on my video that I'm actually about to post today. Sunday, I went to church because I'm Christian, you know, I'm Christian. So I went to church, and the preacher started talking, and he was like, you know, ask God for what you really, really want him to answer and stuff. And I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ, you know. So I was like, you know, I'm going to pray for this because this is really what I really want to do with my life. Like, I love what I'm doing now, but whenever I think about my happiness is being obviously in the UFC or in belt or some high level competition, fighting competition. So, you know, I started praying. I was like, please answer my email. And you know what? Next day, I was like, but I told him to answer my email by Monday, because if it wasn't by Monday, then it was just what it was. I wasn't going to make the team. And you know what? Monday, 12 p.m., I got the email. I was like, okay, this is not just me. This is, you know, also happen. God. It's putting everything, you know, into piece by piece. You know, it's slowly getting to where I want to be in life. So I was like, okay, so that's but anyways, how I felt, I was excited, man. I texted my wife, told my brother, and he was like, I knew you were gonna get it. He said, I might not say much. He's like, but I believe in your skills. And I told my mom, she's the only one, man, in the family that doesn't really support me, but I understand where she's coming from. It's not that she doesn't support me. It's more like she just doesn't want me to do that. She don't want to see me hurt. Yeah. But I want to make her proud, like, you know, like that I can do this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You talked me through a lot too, because like you got the email Monday. I was refreshing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday went by. And I'm like, okay, there's no way. Everybody's been getting it over the weekend, Monday, Tuesday. And then he was just texting me, and you know, we were texting back and forth, and there ended up being like a mishap with the email, and I ended up getting the email on Thursday. And it's crazy how you've never had a fight, and you know, I'm only 16. I can't even take a fight until I'm 18, and we both made the pro team. So I think that, you know, it's up in someone else's hands, and it's meant to be for both of us that we're in this position right now. So what are you looking forward to most with the future in these next couple of years? What are your goals and stuff you're trying to achieve in these next couple of years?
All right. So, man, honestly, right now, this is like the hardest like I've never been in a situation where I have to choose between like my family and what I really want to do. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm choosing between one of the two, because I really want both of them in my life. But right now, just the way everything is set up for me in Kentucky and here, like I have to move out here first and get to know everything, get a job out here, which I never really thought about getting another job. You know, like I said, I have run a small detail business in Kentucky. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do for, you know, for a long time. And now I either have to give it up or, you know, like close it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. So that's a big decision that I have to make. I'm gonna have to be, what I told Scott was that I'm gonna be traveling in the beginning part of this whole journey, because I can't just leave everything behind. I have a home back there and everything. I'm a big family man, so it's hard for me to just say grab my stuff and just leave.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna take it slow. I'm just gonna travel. I was thinking about training like 3 to 4 days, going back, working 3 to 4 days, come back and do it again until, you know, I have everything set, like until I'm comfortable living here and I have everything, you know, in place. Right now, like I said, I have so many emotions going through my head. Like I really don't know what to do a lot of times, but like I said, I don't plan on giving up. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it work. I've always, you know, been in situations like this, and I always overcome all this stuff. So I think, but yeah, as far as my goals, the days that I'm here training, I'm gonna be here all day at the gym training and take advantage of everything that I can, learn as much as I can. And I'm looking to, I really want to get in the cage no later than, I mean, I don't know how they're doing this, how they're, you know, as far as our
progression.
Yes, I don't know how they're looking at it, but I want to get in the cage no later than March. Like I'm confident in my striking. I just need to work on my grappling and my conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Once that's taken care of, like I feel comfortable enough to get in the cage. And man, like I don't plan on being one of those fighters that takes a fight every year. Like I want to fight constantly to the point where I can start making money and, you know what I mean, feeding my family. And
it's a lot easier to train too, and you have that fight coming up. It makes it gives you an extra push.
Yeah, but eventually, man, like my eyes are set on the UFC or Bellator. Like I don't ever think about small promotions, not because I don't want to. It's just I have to prove myself that I can do this. And there's a lot of people back home that just are starting to you know, they congratulate me and this and that, and some of them are just now jumping on this, how you say this,
hype train.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then we got some people that, you know, are just like, this guy's all talk,
all over,
and he's never gonna make it anywhere.
That's how it goes.
And but I'm gonna use that as motivation, man. I'm gonna prove. I mean, I don't want to prove. I don't need to prove anybody, but I do want to prove myself that I can do anything I set my mind to.
Yeah.
And that's something I've always done, and I don't plan on failing at this.
Yeah, that's same goes for me. You know, you guys, if you've listened to my podcast before, you know where my eyes are set on. And obviously a high level organization like ONE FC, Bellator, like I'd be more than blessed to be in one of those. But obviously the UFC is the highest level. So that's, you know, my goal is to see UFC gold and not only leave that legacy in the cage, but also for what I do outside of the cage stuff and carry on the team here in Milwaukee. You know, I'm proud to be with this team. I have a lot of pride to be a part of this team and under Coach Duke Rufus, under Anthony Pettis, and just build this team. And I think we're going to get some good stuff going. And I don't think he wouldn't put together a team if we weren't going to be taking it seriously and be on our way to the top. Quick change of subject. I want to get into your detail shop and how your job before and what sort of happened with that when you finally decided to make the jump. So you want to go ahead with that story?
Yeah. So I was working at this factory called FBI in Franklin, and basically what you do is you inspect throttle bodies. And I was there for 7 years. I started in third shift. I did it for 3 years. And man, like I said, God always works in mysterious ways. Right when my wife got pregnant, they switched me to first shift because that was the main issue. I was like, man, I can't be in third shift. And I'm about to have a baby. How am I going to work things out with my wife? I got put on first shift like a month before my wife delivered our baby. And that was the biggest blessing ever. And anyways, I was comfortable at that job. I never really thought about quitting. You know, I was doing an easy job. All I was doing just had a sheet of paper and go to like this lab area. And then you just basically start air miking things on the part, looking through it. Basically, I was just an inspector. Make sure everything that the people are out there running and the machines is good. So I was comfortable. I was making decent, like $19 an hour. I was like, that's not bad, you know, getting paid every 2 weeks. But before all this coronavirus stuff started happening, I remember I was at the gym a Thursday and I was just working out. And I remember, like it was yesterday, I remember I went to work on Friday and Bowling Green got the first case of the coronavirus or whatever. And man, like the whole day, this has never happened to me before. So it was something new. I was like thinking, oh my gosh, it's here. Like it's going to come to it. It's going to start killing people. It's going to get to everybody. I started thinking about my daughter, started thinking about my family all day while I was running that machine. I was like thinking, bro. I got to a point where all that thinking got to me. And I was talking to this dude in front of me and he was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, man, like, I don't even know how to explain to you this, but it was the weirdest feeling ever. I felt like right now, right? I'm normal. And then all of a sudden my body just boom, like gave up on me. I was like, I started seeing black. I was like, my heart started speeding. And I went up to my brother. I was like, because my brother's a line leader there. And I was like, dude, something's wrong with me. Like I cannot breathe. I can't focus. My body's, I don't know what's going on. And he was like, go sit down. So, you know, everybody started freaking out. They called the ambulance and I couldn't even breathe, man. I was like, what is going on? Eventually I figured out it was a panic attack. And I've never had one of those. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. I thought it was a heart attack or something, man. I was like, am I dying or what? So ambulance came. They didn't end up taking me because I said, no, I'm going to go home. But I went back to the hospital or whatever. And I went back home. And I was just, from that day, man, for the next probably month after that, I was mentally messed up. Like I got depressed. I had anxiety every day. I would get a panic attack and it was just me and my daughter at home. My daughter's only 3. And, you know, she would be basically taking care of me at some point when I'm having a panic attack. She's looking at me like, are you okay? Are you know, like as a little baby, I'm like, she can't even help me, but she's seeing me going through this stuff. It was crazy, man. And I would get these, like I said, every day for like a month. And I decided to go to the clinic and see what's wrong with me. So eventually they diagnosed I had anxiety and depression. And it all started because of all that coronavirus stuff, like got to my head, man. And to the point I couldn't control myself. And they gave me medications, but I only took it for like a week. And I was like, this is not for me. Like I said, I'm a big believer in God. And I was like, I'm going to let God take control of my life, you know, help me make it through this horrible thing that I'm going through right now. And I did. I stopped taking them. They were like, don't stop taking your medication. I was like, I'm not taking them. It's not helping me. I believe that I can get through this one way or another, but I'm not doing medications. And there's nothing wrong with taking medications. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to do it myself without thinking I rely on medications for things. Then we got shut down for like 2 months, maybe at work. Nobody went to work. And when we went back to work, I was one of the first ones that got called to go back to work. It was a group of like 10. That first day back to work, I got a panic attack because I was in this hot area with the mask. Once again, I was put on the machine this time. I wasn't being an inspector. So I was thinking all day. My brother's like, stop thinking, just work, you know? And I'm like, dude, it's not as easy as it seems. Like when your mind is messed up, it's different than you just saying, I'm gonna just stop thinking. And anyways, I got a panic attack, went home, and I was home for the next 2 days, went back to work, and I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm done here. This place is not helping me. I'm not happy here. I'm not comfortable. I can't even breathe here. It's hot in here. I told the manager, I said, it's hot in here, man. Like, we can't even breathe. And I remember the first thing he said was, it's all good. Yeah. I was like, that right there proved to me I ain't nothing to you. I'm just nothing. I'm really nothing, you know? Like, why am I going to be stuck in this place when y'all don't even give a crap about us, because that's how it is in factories. Nobody cares. So came back that day and I told my wife, I'm done there. I'm not working there. I'm going to straight up focus on detailing. And I was already detailing at my house for 1 year. And I had clients every day, Monday through Sunday, basically. So I was like, it's working out fine. People are coming. They're not complaining. They like my work. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it at home until I find a shop. And that's what I did. I quit on a Monday at that factory I was working, and started working for myself the next Tuesday. And ever since, I've been detailing, man. Now I got a shop. Me and my brother and my nephew and one of my friends comes and helps me out. We got like 4 employees basically, and every day, man, there's something to do. Don't matter if it's raining or whatever, you know. It's a blessing, because I told my wife too. I said, I'm gonna get a shop. Like, she was like, oh, I know you are, because whatever you say your mind to, you do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, don't get a shop. You shouldn't quit your job. You know, this and that. You won't get healthcare. This, and I'm like, I don't care about healthcare. I want to be happy. I want to do what makes me happy.
Yeah, that is healthcare.
So I was like, and you know what? Ever since I started detailing and being my own boss, basically, I never, ever had another panic attack. I never went through another anxiety attack or nothing. No depression. I'm happy. I'm comfortable. And now I'm here, you know?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, you sort of touched on it a bit. Maybe if you want to just go into a little bit more detail.
Yeah.
How have you changed mentally since opening up your own spot? And like, what have you seen like noticeable differences mentally, and how have you gone about that?
Yeah. Wait, explain to me a little bit more what you mean.
So like you said, how, you know, you had problems with depression, anxiety, and when did you start to see that sort of going away with, or getting better, or easing up? However, what were your experiences with it?
So when I started detailing for myself, it was just me and my brother, right? And me and my brother have a good bond, good connection. We work great together. And so, man, it was different this time. It was not like I had to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, get ready, be at work at 6. I woke up at 8 a.m. Last time I woke up at 8 a.m. was, I can't remember, you know, I couldn't even remember when, because I've been doing it for 7 years. So I woke up at 8, started working around 9 or whatever, and it was just nice. I was getting better sleep, better rest. My daughter, I was taking her to my mom's house. So I know everything was like going the way that I wanted it to go. I didn't want to wake up at 5 no more. Yeah. I was able to wake up whenever I wanted to. And my body, like I said, felt much better. I could eat whenever I wanted to, not whenever they told me to eat. So I could take a break. And I wasn't thinking, because when I'm detailing, man, like this is something that I enjoy doing too. When I'm detailing, man, like the car comes dirty and you're like, you just look at it. I always inspect it first, and I'm like, I can make this thing look good. Like, and so I'm not even thinking like about the outside world. I'm just focused on how to make that tire shine, how to make the interior look brand new, how to remove a stain, all that. And so it got to a point that I don't even think about bad things no more. I just stopped thinking about bad things and started focusing more on my business and the positive things.
Yeah, you know how people say, like, if you want to have a good day, start by making your bed, because it's like that little. You get that from when you finish a car, when you see it before and you see it after.
Oh yeah,
that same sort of.
Oh
feeling?
Yeah, I always post like my before and after pictures and my videos. Like everything that I do, I post on my social media, and I'm like, you know, it just helps me out. I'm like, I made this change on this car, and especially when you see the clients, they're like, wow, you know, they're happy, and it just, like I said, it helped me so much, man. Like, and I wasn't even thinking about the money. I was actually scared. I was like, what if I don't make the money that I need to, you know, pay for my house, for all that stuff? Like, now I rely on my own work to make, you know, to bring food to the table and all that. I'm not relying on every 2 week same check. I was scared, but like I said, it was just something that I had to do, and I've never looked back, man. I'm happy I did it.
Yeah. Do you have any is there any advice from you to somebody who's sort of in that same spot where they're not happy with their job and they're looking to jump into something where they're doing it, something different, or something where they're their own boss? What advice would you give somebody?
Man, I would honestly tell them, just go for it. Like, there's nothing. I mean, I'm going to tell you the way that I saw it, you know, from my point of view. I was like, okay, so I'm 20. I was like 24 when that happened. Like, I'm 24. I can just, you know, if it fails, I'm still young. I can still try something else. It's not the end of the world if I fail this. And but I never start doing anything thinking I'm gonna fail. If I never do that. So I always knew I was gonna be successful at this because, like I said, my mindset is so strong, and I think you need a mindset like that to, you know, do these things. But I was like, if I fail, I'm gonna start all over, do something else. To the point where I'm gonna make it happen. Like, it was just never a point in my life that I like, how do I say this? Basically, all I'm trying to say is just don't even think about all the bad things that can happen, because if you focus on all the bad things that can happen, you're never gonna take that step forward. If you start thinking about all the good things that can happen, it'll help you make that decision. And that's what I did. I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna think about the good things that's gonna happen, and I know some bad things are gonna come with being your own boss and all this and that, but I'm okay. Like, so just go for it, man. Just don't even think about the bad things. Think about the positive things.
So is that your plan? I know you said you're sort of still thinking about it, but are you wanting to open up a shop out here? Are you thinking about moving your stuff out here? Where are you at with that right now?
Yeah, some people have told me, you know, you can always take your business with you. But I'm like, I know it gets super cold here. I don't know how much people like getting their cars clean out here. I don't know anybody here. So it's like, nobody knows me. Over there, everybody knows me, basically. It's a small town. And so basically, it was just me and this other detail shop in town. And I think I was blessed to, you know, I had a bunch of people coming to me there. But now I think about the stuff here. I'm like, I can bring it here and I can do it, but I have to basically find a place first. You know, it's a bunch of things that I have to think about first. But I mean, I never really thought about doing it here, but that's a possibility. Because like I said, man, once you become like your own boss, it's honestly hard to think about going back to another job where you're going to have to listen to somebody else tell you what to do. And that's honestly my biggest issue with moving here, is getting a job. Like, I don't want to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But I know at the end, like, it's, you know, it's going to be worth it if we become successful in this, you know, fighting game. So it'll pay off, but I don't know how to go about this, honestly. Right now, like I said, I have too many things going in my head right now.
So going back sort of right now, before your talks about moving out here, what were your routines looking like? Because me and my boy Preston, who is on this podcast, usually we focus a lot on stuff for fighting, outside of fighting, like meditation, ice baths, stuff like that. What does your sort of day routine look like? Do you have specific things you do outside? What does your day look like?
Like back in hometown? Like, on
like
a training day, or just a normal day?
We'll do both. Sort of where the differences are, similarities.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, since I'm not with a team or whatever, I just do my own thing. And I feel like a lot of times I don't do it the right way, but I gotta do it somehow, because I don't have nothing.
Some's better than none. Right?
So yeah, so basically, I do what I gotta do at the shop. I try to schedule just enough cars to not make me get out of work late. Like 2 to 3 cars, and I call it a day. Pick up my daughter, take her home, wait till my wife comes home, and then I hit the gym. I run about 2 to 4 miles, 5 max, and then I do a little. And then I come home, and I call my friend over, and we do some pad holding, and then sometimes I go back to the gym and run, or I go to the gym to swim. I haven't gotten in the sauna because I don't know, man. I think it's closed right now, but I mean, that's basically my routine every day. Just go to work. Oh, but my diet, I changed my diet completely. I don't eat like I used to, where after work or during work, I would just call, hey, pizza, come bring me a pizza.
Yeah.
McDonald's down the road. All these fast food restaurants are right there. I eat like a small breakfast, something healthy. And then I don't eat, honestly, until like when I get home, like 5 p.m. I eat something small, you know, go to the gym. And then by the time I'm home, my wife has already cooked, you know, something healthy for us to eat. And that's about it, man. But my diet has been huge, because like I was at 170, now I'm at 130. Right now I'm probably at 142, but normally it's from 139 to 144. Like that's what my weight stays at.
Yeah, the diet's huge. I started getting serious with my diet once I started taking this serious, and you see differences in so many things. Even when how you feel when you wake up in the morning, how you feel throughout the day, how you feel training, working, whatever. It's a huge, and I talk about it in every episode. You guys have heard it, but the diet is, and it doesn't have to be big changes. So many people think like, I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to change everything starting Monday. And, you have to sort of gradually build into it, or else it's not a sustainable thing. I saw you've been posting how you sort of mess around with like water weight and water loading. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So I've been, like I said, I always try to learn different things of this game. So obviously when it comes to that point that I'm going to take a fight, I'm going to have to learn how to cut weight. And obviously everybody does it their own way, but the most common way is like water loading.
Yeah.
So I've been experiencing that. I've been drinking like
that gallon a day right here.
Right there. I've been drinking like 2 gallons a day, or at least one a day. Mm-hmm. And then I do it for about 3 days, put a lot of water in my body. And then I stop drinking water, just take sips. Mm-hmm. And I start running though. I'm running and swimming. Basically last time I did it, I was 151 in the morning when I woke up. And when I was done that day, I was 144, I think. Yeah, I was like, I lost so many pounds. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, and I still ate a little bit, but I'm like, this stuff really works. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I'm just experiencing different things with my body, but I can definitely, the main goal was for me to see if I could get down to 135. And I've been posting on my social media every day. I lose like 1 or 2 pounds. The lowest I got was 137. But after that, I was like, okay, there's no point in cutting weight to 135. I know I can make it because I'm not even doing this as a pro. I'm just doing it at the house. Yeah. I can imagine what like Johnny Bridgewater would do with us. Our body would like transform to, way different. So I was like, okay, I can make 135. And, but honestly, when I think about weight, I don't know what weight I want to fight at. 135 seems, I look very skinny and my clothes don't even fit me right. But at 145, I feel like the fighter's going to be very long and tall. And I'm not tall. Yeah. I'm only 5'8". So I'm like, I mean, I don't think that's a really big deal, but those guys fighting at 145 are not 145. They're cutting down from like 170. Yeah. If not more.
Yeah, so. I'm sort of at that spot too, because, I'm like 5'11", 6 foot, but I'm like 155 and I walk around. It fluctuates between like 150, 155. So I'm realistically probably going to start at probably featherweight. But eventually I'm sure I'm going to grow into my body. And, once we start working with Johnny, and my body's going to transform. So I'm hoping to stay around 45 and maintain length. Is there anything else you're sort of playing around with right now? I know you're playing around with the water. Is there anything you're looking into or messing around with now?
No, honestly, no. It's just been water and my diet. It's the main 2 things that I've been focusing on right now. But I know I have a lot of work ahead of me, man. But yeah, like I said, that's what we have. Now we got a good team. They're going to help us get to that level. Because, I mean, I can imagine like how far me and you have made it without even being pros. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I don't even have a team. I'm sure you have a team, right? Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's still, crazy. We're not pros and we made it this far. So I told my wife and everybody, it's like, I can imagine the level that I can reach with Pattis, Duke Rufus. I mean, that Duke Rufus, when he teaches, it's so fun.
Legendary coach,
man. Yeah. Like, it's so fun. Like, you throw a punch, he's like, boom. Yeah. He's like, hey. It's just crazy. The atmosphere there is like unique, man. Yeah. Never ever have I felt any that atmosphere anywhere else. It's crazy. And like I said, the first day that I trained and I was sparring, man, I got to spar with Matador Sanchez. You know him. Yeah. Like honestly,
if you don't know him, he's a Bellator fighter about to fight Patricio Pitbull for the featherweight belt in the Grand Prix tournament. And he's, they just breed killers in Milwaukee, in Rufus Sport, between Anthony Pettis' gym, Rufus Sport. It's such a good team to be surrounded by. And before I went there, I haven't really talked too much about it on the podcast or anything, but you don't know when you go to a big gym like that how the atmosphere is going to be, especially when there's there's double-digit guys that are in the UFC, Bellator, and you might think, oh, there's gonna be big egos or big attitudes or whatever, and you go in there and everybody's so nice. It's such a good environment, and everybody really helps you grow and helps. It's not a self-centered mindset. It's to help your team grow, and I think that's what promotes the most growth.
And you're correct on that, man. When I came here, I was like, oh my God. First person I saw was Matador Sanchez. Then I saw, who else was here when I came? I don't know, a bunch of people I didn't know that were like Christian Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in LFA or anything, or he fought for Bellator. I was like, that's crazy, man. A bunch of killers in here. And I got to spar, like I said, Sanchez, Rodriguez, other guys that I didn't know. And I'm like, dude, these guys are probably going to be cocky and they're not going to, welcome me that, But, man, when I got there, dude, it was like they've known me for years. Matador, he's so cool. Like, cool, one of the coolest guys I've ever met, man. And I got to spar him, like I said, oh, my God, I couldn't even hang with him. Like, his level is, like, up here, and I'm, like, right here.
Yeah.
And I thought in my hometown I'm good, But when I got here, I was like, oh, my God, this is something completely different. And like you're saying, man, they're not selfish or not like that. They worry about the team.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very important thing.
So, yeah, like you were saying, it's crazy how far, I've only been training for a little over a year, like 13, 14 months. And it's crazy to see the growth. And, you've been training longer than I have, but I've sort of, I've been on the team the past year and a half. You haven't even been on a team. And it's crazy how much progress we've made. And we're not even on that team. So within the next 3 to 5 years, I'm excited to see where that level has changed, because you sort of need high-level guys to get you to that high level, and everybody brings it up, and it's a true thing. And I think seeing where we're going to be in the next couple of years is going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. So you said March you're looking to?
I mean, my mindset would be March. But like I told you, I don't know what the plan is, but I just don't want to waste more time. And I'm at the age where I need to get in the ring. I need to get that experience. If I want to, I'm 25, so I need to like get as much experience as I possibly can. Like I said, I should have been fighting a long time ago, but here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I know. And my hometown is very small, and everybody keeps on telling me, when you gonna fight? When you gonna take a fight? You're all talk. You're just showing videos. I mean, can you really fight? And I told myself, I'm like, if I'm gonna take a fight for an organization or for anything and put my body at risk and everything, it's gonna be for something that makes sense. And to me, fighting in my hometown doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of people there fighting and they're nowhere. And there's nothing wrong with, like I said, everybody chooses their path, their own way of doing things. But the way I think, like I said, I'm a big family man. If I'm gonna put my life in danger, I'm not gonna do it for no reason. It has to make sense. And I was like, if I come to Milwaukee, although it's a huge, change for me and a long drive and all this, but if I get noticed here, I have a better opportunity to make it further in life. And with the MMA game. So I was like, this makes sense to me. Although it's far, it's way out of my comfort zone. And when I'm out of my comfort zone, I feel that's where I shine, man. Like, honestly, like I love to prove me wrong and other people wrong, like I said. But I was like, I just let those people talk, man. They can think they can think or say whatever they want to say. I know I can do this, and it's not gonna stop me. Like I said, it's gonna motivate me, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. A lot of people are like, can't wait to see you on TV. Or they actually think this contract is a UFC contract. Yeah. I'm like, it's not, man. It's like a baby step to.
It'll get us there, though.
Yeah.
It's the first step in getting that contract.
Yeah.
Now we're with, we're gonna have a manager now. We're gonna be with professional management. We're gonna have high level coaches, a team, and it's all, and we're not saying that to be cocky or it's now we're getting put in the position to achieve what we want to achieve. So, anything you wanna leave out there before we wrap this up?
I just want to say, basically, don't let people. Basically, I feel like a lot of times we don't do things because we always think about what people have to say, what they're gonna think of me if I do this. But always just choose your own path and make yourself happy. and that's all. That's the only thing I've been doing, man. And I made it this far. Like you said, I can't imagine what's gonna happen in the next 5 years. We'll be up there, man, for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man.
Well, yeah, keep a lookout, for us, and I'm sure we'll be posting and showing our progress. You want to shout out your social medias?
Yeah, right now my social, man, that's another thing. I don't know, like I don't even have a nickname, for like your fighter stuff, whatever. But right now my Instagram is just Melvin _ Alfaro. Let me make sure that's right because I don't want to give the wrong.
Yeah, I'll link everything in the description too.
Yeah, it's Melvin _ Alfaro and another underscore. You can follow me there. I'll be posting a lot of the stuff that we do, like, the MMA stuff.
Yeah.
On my business page is something different, but that's my social media account.
And then your YouTube? My
YouTube channel is just called Melvin Alfaro.
All right. Yeah. Subscribe to his YouTube, follow his Instagram. We'll be posting our progress. You'll get to see what we're going to be looking like over the next couple of years. He posts YouTube videos too. He's got awesome vlogs. Actually, that's how I first found out about Melvin. So before I went to Rufus Sport, I was just doing some research on it, and his video popped up of when he went to train there. So I watched it, and then at the tryouts, he looked familiar, and for like 10 minutes, I couldn't figure out. And then I went up to him and asked him if he's the one that made the video, and that's how we ended up meeting each other. So, yeah, so subscribe to his YouTube channel. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.